And we're also here to make a strong statement to Senators Warner and Webb that we want them to stand with us and defend the American dream. On a national level, the Republican budget would effectively fire 65,000 teachers, kill 700,000 jobs, and send 10,000 veterans into homelessness. And that's just the short list. Let's consider some of the effects here in Virginia. The budget will mean $32.4 million less for K through 12 education, $107 million less in Pell Grants for higher education, affecting 173,000 Virginia college students, including thousands of students right down the street here at George Mason University, where I teach. In all, it would cost Virginia approximately 19,500 jobs. Let me say that again. In the midst of a crippling recession, Republicans are proposing a budget that would end 19,500 jobs here in Virginia.
Can we get some more footage of the
And sadly, Senate Democrats and the White House may go along with this. That's why we have to speak up and insist there is an alternative to the Republican nightmare. Our government can and must invest in America. And to fund this, it must make corporations and multimillionaires and a growing number of billionaires simply pay their fair share. According to data provided by the Working Poor Families Project, 22% of Virginia's families make less than $42,000 a year. The majority spend over 1/3 of their income on housing. Over 1/3 of the parents don't have health insurance. The majority have a high school education or less. So we have two possibilities. Shall we have the Republican plan and make life harder for these families and our public employees by reducing Head Start programs, by firing teachers, creating ever larger classes, by reducing Pell Grants and making college inaccessible for lower class students, by laying off nurses, closing needed public health clinics, or instead of such punitive measures, shall we keep the American dream alive for working and middle class Americans by requiring multimillionaires to pay an additional 5% on that portion of their annual incomes in excess of $1 million. The answer is clear, it's also fair, and it's good for the economy. And if the rich don't like paying these taxes, so be it. You tell Yes, the answer is clear, and we have to insist on it. Here in Virginia, we have to make our voices heard by Senators Warner and Webb. We have to defend the American dream. And whether we win or lose the battle in the coming weeks, we plan to create an organized and disciplined progressive movement in Northern Virginia. We plan to do our part to see that we win the bigger national battle in 2012. A battle we should frame as a defense of the dream. So as a first step in this longer project, we have a petition here today we want you to sign, and tomorrow we'll take it to Senators Warner and Webb. This is what it says. Dear Senator, we the undersigned are committed to defending the American dream. We're standing up to say no to the attacks on workers' rights and the middle class. No to budget cuts that would cost our country 700,000 jobs. No to the defunding of the public institutions and programs our communities rely on. And no to the tax breaks that have enriched the upper 2% over the last 30 years. We say yes to the American dream, a dream that requires a genuinely democratic government that serves all the American people. We want this to be a reality, not only for ourselves, but especially for our children and our grandchildren. We pledge to work for that dream, both now and in the coming years. We plan to be well organized and very active in 2012.
That's right.
Sincerely, all of us, the other 98%.